What is up, guys? Goomy Guy here, back with another video. And before I start it, I just want to thank you guys so much for 200 subscribers. I never dreamed of 200 subscribers, but you guys are the best fans, and you guys did it for me. So I thought, what better way to celebrate 200 subscribers and a thank you to the fans than to do a Can I Beat Pokemon Y with just a Goomy video. Personally, I don't know if I can pull it off. I think that the ice and fairy gyms will be a big problem, but we'll see. Alright. With that being said, let's get started. So right off the bat, I am annoyed by the game's worst rivals and probably my least favorite characters, but they're so cool in the anime. Anyway, they want to kidnap me and send me to, get a starter. So then I get my Gumi and I nickname it Cute because it's adorable and you cannot tell me that it's not adorable. So then Shauna wants to battle. This clip is really long and I don't feel like editing out more clips because you guys need content. Honestly, this battle was a pushover. Just spam tackle. That's literally every battle before the first gym. And I just want to get out of the way that Goomy is not the best Pokemon. Brandon, if you could. Yeah, it doesn't learn the best moves in the beginning, and it takes a while for it to get really strong. But it does learn some pretty good moves like Dragon Pulse, Muddy Water, and Body Slam. And by TM, it can learn a really good chunk of moves too. But it's not the best Pokemon. Goodra is really good, but Goomy has something to be desired. So hopefully we can pull off this challenge. If you didn't know, Goomy can't learn any 8 gems. So then I call it a Zigzagoon because I am not forcing that cute little Goomy to use strength because it's trying its best. So 8 gem slave, I guess. I'd like to say a lot of interesting stuff happens here, but it's the beginning of a game. Spam tackle, die a couple times, there's not much to say. So skip ahead, Brandon. Fast forward a bit, and after a bit of training up, Gumi learned a couple new moves and we're ready to take on the gym. And the first gyms are usually easy, especially with like a pre-pseudo legendary like this. So there's really not much to say here. Gumi kills a couple Pokemon, you get the idea. Now comes a gym battle that took so long that I had to speed it up 5 times. Like, oh god. Like, Vilvion knows Harden, which makes this battle really hard, but Gumi just didn't have a good move yet. But besides that, spam tackle, use, a couple good moves, and, and eventually we ended up winning. So now comes the part of the game where you literally do nothing for an hour because X and Y forgot that the game had to be long again. So then, a bunch of filler. You chase around a dog, you wake up a Snorlax. I don't even know what you do anymore. This is us battling Professor Sycamore. Pretty much a sweep. Goomy had coverage for every Pokemon it had, and Bulbasaur used Leech Seed on me, which did not help its case. So yeah, pretty easy battle. While you're watching me destroy Tierno and Trevor, really bad rivals, let me just mention that I have a Discord and a Twitter, but I don't post there, so don't go there. But I have a Discord, link in the description, alright? If I have 200 subscribers, maybe I can have 200 members. Hmm, I don't know, but yeah. I still want to take this time to thank you guys again for 200 subscribers and watch me destroy these rivals because they are not good. And Goomy is better than a Pikachu. So, on the way to the cave that no one remembers the name about, I grabbed the jaw fossil. I figured that if I didn't tell you guys still wouldn't care because YouTube algorithm is weird sometimes. But comment below anyways what fossil I got. Just like Pokemon Sword and Shield, this game has nothing fun in the story, so I cut out a lot of stuff. Second gym time. In this clip, you'll see a lot of struggling because Relicanth is super bulky and I cannot destroy Relicanth because I got rid of Absorb like the smart 14-year-old boy I am. So then I just spam Dragon Breath. And for a while, that worked. But then I ran into some problems. Not only am I underleveled, but I'm also lower base stat than Rhyhorn. So Rhyhorn destroyed me, and I had to try a couple of times before I could beat them again. Now comes the moment everyone has been waiting for. Can a Goomy with Bubble defeat the Rock type gym? Let's see. Nope, I guess not, because immediately I got one shot by Refrigerate Takedown. If you guys don't know what Refrigerate does, it basically turns normal type moves into ice type moves and makes them 1.2 times power, which means that not only is it ice type, but it, you know, it's more powerful. And also, Goomy has zero defense, alright? Don't run defensive Goomy unless you're Pimp Knight or me. No, I'm kidding. But still, Goomy, not very frail, so. So this time I tried again, leading out with my Zigzagoon so I could get some chip takedown recoil on it. But then I still died, because Goomy has zero defense and Aurora's is horrible. Looks like I got some training up to do. After training up to level 30, I walk in and then I had Halucha out. Why? Because takedown does recoil. Is that cheating? I'm not 100% sure, but I am not going to grind to level 40 because I have school. So, not sure if it's cheating. Then Tyrant came out and I literally one-shot it and questioned exactly why I did this whole thing in the first place if I could just one-shot it. But, whatever, I got the second badge and that's all that matters. If there's one thing that Goomy cannot kill well, it's a Lucario. Like, it resists every single move I have. And it doesn't help that this Lucario went for Swords Dance like 300 times. And it was like max attack. But thanks to some good paralysis luck, we were able to beat the first Lucario. And then the second Lucario landed a crit power-up punch, and I panicked a lot. But at the end, we had some really good luck and RNG with the paralysis, but I'm really scared for the third gym. Because, like, I can't catch a break. Fast forwarding a bit, my rival wants to battle, and I take care of Meowstic pretty well. It just, you know, takes a while, because, Goomy does not have a super effective move, so it took a while to take down the Meowstic. But I eventually took it down with a couple body slams and infestations. Then came Absol. Now you're probably thinking, Brandon, you're cheating, you're using Halucha. And to that I say, I have school and I am not training up to level 50 just to take down a dog. Alright? So we're gonna pretend that Goomy did that. And it did. Goomy got the kill. So that good job for Goomy. And then comes out Breaks in, which was annoying, but I eventually took it down, right? With Bubble and Dragon Breath. It wasn't the worst. So yeah. And I am going to run into a big problem for the next gym. But I am going to learn some new moves soon, like Pulse and Muddy Water. So let's look forward to that. So we take on the third gym, and it goes out okay in the beginning because Vaniville isn't that powerful. And we actually managed to take it down. But then, Halucha comes out, and we this went downhill quickly. No, very, very quickly. So fast forward a bit, and you see that Halucha is the only one alive. And did I cheat a bit? Unfortunately, yes, I did cheat just a little bit, and I greatly apologize for that because Goomy is really hard to use, and I am in high school, so I cannot just spend like 5 hours training out to like level 100. I am not Madry bred, so I cannot just do this for like a long time. So what you're watching right now is just me contemplating what to do, and I eventually ended up deciding to go for Aerial Lace and just pretend that Goomy did it. And there you go. That is the third badge. I'm not really sure if that's legal, but it's the third badge, not the last. Okay, so we're just gonna pretend that happened. So yeah, I mean, yeah, there you go. Goomy hype. Alright, time for another rifle battle. This one pretty much goes the same. I one-shot the Meowstic and, not one-shot, but I take care of it relatively well. And yeah, it goes okay until, Absol comes out, and then it's like a big mess, right? Because Absol is very powerful, and it gets crits all the time. So then I have to switch out into Halucha because I just couldn't keep going. So I just sent out. I just healed up Goomy, and a bunch of stuff happens here. Halucha eventually dies. Yeah, there it is. Halucha dies. Then I send out Goomy. Dragon Breath doesn't do enough. So then I heal, and it still doesn't do enough. So I had to go out to routes, and that dies too. I go out to Zigzagoon and heal my Goomy, and then Zigzagoon dies too. And then I go out, and then I one-shot it with uh, Dragon Breath, and then I go out to Goomy. I mean, it's already out. And then Muddy Water breaks in until it dies because, I learned Muddy Water, right? So there you go, I won. Alright, so now it's time to challenge the fourth gym. In the beginning, I'm literally just getting, like, destroyed by Jump Bluff. But, so I had to switch out and heal up my Goomy a bit. Yeah, like, it did not go well. Eventually, I managed to make my way around the Jump Bluff, and I switched out to Goomy and finish it off. But it took a while. So yeah, just watch this, because it is brutal. Ooh, yeah, and he heals a lot, too. Oh, yeah. Eventually, I got a paralysis, which is, like, really helpful. But, yeah, okay, finally it dies. And then out comes Go-Go, which is an even bigger problem. But eventually, I take care of that, too. And then comes the Weaving Bell, which I literally sweep. Like, Dragon Breath two-shots it, and, like, it's not. Then I take on the Team Flare boss, which honestly, they're not much of a boss. Eventually, I took care of that too. Yeah. You see a Sliggoo here? I kind of gave up on the challenge a little bit, but the title card said with one Goomy, so doesn't mean I can't evolve it. And yeah, pretty much, the battle goes well. Just a couple of chip damage, and we're good. You see here I, end up winning against the Mariana, and then yeah, we are good. Then comes the fifth gym, which I wanted to get a Gudra first, but that wasn't going to happen. So I just kept going. And eventually, I made it through. First couple trainers were easy. You can see here, I was able to do the quiz correctly because I know Pokemon. And then, yeah. Raichu's pretty easy too. Static is kind of annoying, but I worked through that. With the full restore I had, yeah. That is a Pampor. It's really hard to tell, actually. And then Ampharos comes out, and it kind of ends my career a bit. It just stalls me out with, like, Confuse Ray, and it got, like, really annoying. Yeah, and then I died. So then I had to switch out and then revive Goomy and just let Halucha die. And it was just very sad and painful. But eventually I take care of that. Then I do one more of them, and the second one is Vilvion. I finish off the Plusso pretty well and easy. Yeah, and then now comes the gym battle. Now I was originally very scared for this, but we took care of it pretty well, I'd say. Magneton comes out, I Muddy Water, does nothing, then I try Muddy Water again, and then it does a good chunk. Switches out to Heliolisk, which is a really good play, since it has dry skin, but eventually I finish that off too, with just a couple of Dragon Pulses. Yep, there you go. Dragon Pulse finishes off, and then then there comes the Magneton, then I finish it off with a Muddy Water. Then Clement gives me a Thunderbolt, and then I immediately teach it to my Sliggoo, because Thunderbolt is really good coverage. I didn't want to kill this Goomy, but it was from a trainer, so may the Goomy rest in peace. I love you, Goomy. So since this game has a horrible story, I just cut it out. We're at the 6th gym now. Nothing much happened. Mr. Mon kind of stalls for a while, but eventually I take that down too. I got toxic from like a person in like the route, and eventually I take it down. It really likes using hyper potions though, which I found kind of annoying. But yeah, I take it down eventually. I just heal it out. Yeah, I was originally kind of concerned for this gym, but I ended up taking care of it pretty well. Till Sylveon came out though, and then ran into a bit of a problem because it just kept one-shotting all my Pokemon. So I had to get all my HM slaves out and heal up Goomy again. And yeah, Halucha dies, but now I toxic, it lands, and then the rest is history. It dies eventually to poison. Just gotta speed up through it. And yeah, there you go. Then it dies. Then I heal up, and then it dies to poison. So there you go. Six. On the way to the seventh gym, I picked up TM for flamethrower because that might come in handy later. Ah, yes, seventh gym time, and it starts out fine. Then it's a light screen, but eventually I take it down. Just takes a lot of hits and a couple of healing. Yeah, this is not an item challenge. I could never pull that off. But eventually I take it down. Then comes Slow King, and similar things happen. I try to take it out with Dragon Pulse, but then it uses Hyper Potion, and then I'm like, oh no. So then eventually I just like give up, and I just try to like get rid of the sleep naturally, even though I had an awakening because I just didn't feel like it. So then eventually I take down the slacking. Just took a while. I switched out to Zigzagoon just to get some toxic damage. Yeah. Then Gnostic comes out, and that goes as you'd expect it. Nothing much happens. Just toxic stall it, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Calm Mind. It goes for Calm Mind, which kind of scared me. So then I switched out back to the HM Slave, and then yeah, pretty much that's it. Then I switch out the Ralts, and then I switch out to the Gudra, finish it off, and then there you go, 7th gym badge. Now we gotta listen to a grown man cry about how the world sucks and that he's the only cool one. And I never really understood this as a kid as to why he cried. We battled him. Uh, he got destroyed. Accidentally went for flamethrower on the Gyarados. Not important. And had to revive Gudra. Anyway, Gen 6's story is like really weird. Like he says that the world sucks and that everyone it must like restart. But he's like, oh, some people can stay. I don't know. It was a interesting idea. Like he's saying that Pokemon have become like tools and stuff like that. But they just executed it horribly. Why can't it have been like the anime? The anime did it really well, but the games did not do it well that much. But yeah, we defeated Lysandre, and yeah, it was pretty much a sweep. So then I had to go catch the legendary, and this happens. The legendary just pops out. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So then I attempt to catch it, or at least I kill it first, realizing that you can't just kill a legendary like that apparently. So then eventually I had to like re-catch it. So there you go. And then I just chucked the master ball at it because I am not trying to whittle it down like that. Then Lysandre comes back, and then sends out the Mienfoo, and I just switched back out to Gudra, and I assumed a Dragon Pulse would kill, and it didn't, and then I died to High Jump Kick, so I just sent out like all the other Pokemon, and then I just let Yveltal just do the rest, because like I ran out of revives, and this battle was like really hard to get to, so I just spammed like these moves, and eventually it's a legendary, so I eventually ended up winning. So you just gotta speed up a lot because yeah, very powerful Pokemon. Mega Gyarados was like the only threat because Honchkrow has bad special defense, so I just kept going for Oblivion Wing. Eventually, I took it down. Yep, goes for Aqua Tail, doesn't do enough, so then I keep going for Oblivion Wing. All right, then I heal. because, yeah. Aqua Tail comes out again. I go for a Vivian Wing. One more finishes it off. Yep, there you go. Then Lysandre literally loses his mind. So then, yeah, he goes on a rant about how the world sucks. And then, like, he just destroys the world. I don't even know. Like, look at that. He just destroys everything. I'm like, what the heck? But yeah, we're good. Now it's time for the 8th gym. And this is why I got Flamethrower before, because the Ice Gym would be a really big weakness for me. But, it wasn't the biggest challenge at the end, because, Flamethrower just one-shot the Obama Snow, and then, and then out comes the Cryogonal, which took, 2 shots to kill. But regardless, this was just one big Flamethrower sweep, because Goodra is just way too powerful. So, yeah. I feel like Goomy could have taken this down too, because Goodra has good special defense. That's kind of its thing. Then I go for Flamethrower, finish it off, and then, yeah, there you go. That's the whole gym battle. Alright, we're finally at the Pokemon League. And we start out with the first battle. The Fire type battle. This one's pretty easy. Just kept spamming Muddy Water. It was pretty simple. I did run into some problems with Talonflame, but overall, it was a relatively simple battle. So yeah, Thunderbolt kills it. Then Torkoal comes out, Muddy Water does enough. Then I Thunderbolt. Then Chandelure comes out, Muddy Water that. Confuse does not affect me. And there you go, that's the first one. Pretty easy, I gotta say. Then comes the Sword one, and I teach my Goodra Flamethrower, because it's a Steel type. And then I keep spamming Flamethrower, and that basically does the job. Wickstrom wastes 2 full restores on the Clef Key. I'm like, why? It's a Clef Key. Then when Probopass comes out, I Muddy Water it. Pretty straightforward. Aegislash comes out. I use Flamethrower. Goodra actually died, so then I had to heal it, but that's fine. Then a Flamethrower, and then Scissor comes out and gets destroyed by Flamethrower. Again, very straightforward battle. Then I go to the Dragon one and I teach my Goodra Ice Beam, and then that happens. So then I verse it. Pretty straightforward. Dragon Pulse Ice Beam pretty much does the job, and just keep going for Ice Beam. Then Altaria comes out, Ice Beam. Noivern comes out, Ice Beam. Dredagon comes out, doesn't kill, dies. Yveltal. Then I just kill it with Yveltal. I wasn't really feeling like doing that. Then, moving on, I go to the water one, and I taught my Goodra Thunderbolt. I already had Thunderbolt. But then I just keep using Flamethrower, and eventually that solves the problem. Although, he uses 2 full restores on the Cloyster again. And I'm like, why are you doing that? And then it went for Light Screen, and I was like really annoyed. But eventually I got through that. Yeah, and then Gyarados comes out. Really scary, actually, because it goes for Dragon Dance, and I'm like, uh-oh. Then it goes for Dragon Dance again, but then Thunderbolt one-shots. Barbarical comes out. I just Thunderbolt. Yeah, and then there you go. That's the last Elite Four member. And then I teach my Goodra Sludge Bomb, because I know that Gardevoir is coming. And then I teach it Ice Beam, too. Then I go to the champion battle. One shot Hawlucha with Ice Beam. It goes with Swords Dance first. Avoris annoys me because it went for Light Screen, but I eventually finished that off too. Yep. Yeah, it took a while because it kept being annoying, but I eventually finished that off. I had to heal my Pokemon though. It was a lot. So I come out, kill it, and then yeah. Then comes out Goodra, which I'm the better Goodra. Love you, Goodra, though. Then Ice Beam kills it. Ran into a couple problems with Tyrantrum, but eventually I got around that. I just had to, keep healing, switch around. Yeah, and then I healed it up. And then I just went for Dragon Pulse. That finished it off. Gourgeist comes out, literally not even a threat. Then Gardevoir comes out, and I skipped through all of this because you don't know how many times that it went for Moonblast. It lowered my special attack, and it was just a mess. But we eventually beat it. And that being said, I won. So, can you beat Pokemon Y with just a Goomy? Not exactly. You might need a Goodra. And I feel like one day I'll try just a Goomy too. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, because I had a great time making it. Make sure to stay safe. Have a nice day. Peace.